Hey, what's going on to you, Taurus, out there? Hope y'all are having a great day. Please make sure to smash the like button. Also, please make sure to go ahead and click the link in the comment section below called the Linktree link. Click on it. It will redirect you to a website which has all the ways to be able to financially support the channel, so I can most definitely keep the channel going. I just want to go ahead and say thank you. Thank you to everybody that reached out. Shout outs to y'all. So for you, Taurus, you have the Two of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and then you have the Emperor. So this is very much so, the first three cards for me, for whatever reason, pretty much set the precedent of what the entire reading is about. So the Three of Swords, the Knight of Swords, and the Emperor, right, is about how a lot of you, Taurus, very much so, a lot of you are not with the jousting. And what I mean when I say the jousting, I'm talking about the Two of Swords, that adversarial energy that other people put out to you. Like you're a zodiac sign, and I've said this before. You, Taurus, are zodiac signs that when your mind and your heart is in the correct place, you need peace. So if there's no kind of peace within a relationship, I definitely see that you, Taurus, are not really going to want to be around them for a long time. And why would you? Especially if you don't know what exactly is going on internally with the person. It seems like this person seems to have a problem with you, and they're just playing some sort of quote unquote game. It makes things really bad. It makes things terrible, because here they are playing games. Here someone is playing games. They're wasting their time. They're wasting your time. They're wasting everybody's time here. And at the end of the day, like, you got to understand, Taurus, that leeches, people who parasite off of other people, they always ultimately get what's coming to them, because people get tired of being leeched off of. And they're like, look, you either got to treat us better, or we're going to come and take what it is that you have and share it amongst ourselves. And then you'll have nothing. And you'll have to figure out what you're going to do after that. Now, when it comes to relationships, that's essentially what happens with you. You, Taurus, get with someone a lot of the times, or you don't do that now, but you've had in the past where you thought that you and this person was actually going to be able to really get along, right? So this is something that constructive people don't really, when they're inexperienced, they don't really see coming, because they figure to themselves, because they have common sense. They're not insane. They're not psychotic. So what I'm trying to say to you, Taurus, is that you're not crazy. So when you try to approach people, right, and you're in relationships with them, or at least you think that, a lot of the times you, Taurus, will really be in a situation where you'll be in love with somebody, but the other person is going at you. So now you, Taurus, are like, well, why exactly is this person going at me and wilding out like this when I'm not really doing anything to them like that really crazy? I'm trying to make peace with them, but here they are trying to get into some sort of an altercation with me. Why? And because you're sane. So now the Knight of Swords and the Emperor is about, so you can't deal with all of that. That fighting, that jousting, the adversarial energy. You don't expect people, when you're inexperienced, and I know plenty of Taurus off camera, right? I know plenty of Taurus. Shout outs to y'all, by the way. Y'all can't do that. Like, Taurus is not a zodiac sign that like wants to be going, like Taurus and like Sagittarius, Libra. That's not a zodiac sign, especially not Libra, especially Sagittarius and Taurus. Those are not zodiac signs that want to like be going back and forth with you. You will turn those zodiac signs off so quickly, like, and a lot of you, Taurus, are like that, right? So the Emperor is about how it is that Well, the Emperor is really a two situation. It's about how they felt like they needed to do that, for one. But for two, this is you, Taurus, now from the perspective of like, you see things for the way that they should have been, right? For the way things are. Or I should say the way that you should have seen things. And now you, Taurus, understand that you can't trust anyone that will come into your life and want to set up shop and wreck stuff. There's constant battle. It's a constant back and forth between you and them. You, Taurus, are not going to put up with that. And that's kind of the thing that you, Taurus, need to kind of learn to get over. Is like Taurus y'all will sit around sometimes and watch it how people will do things to y'all and like will stay in that and like will allow to, you know what I'm saying? Too long, if you ask me, way too long, right? I'm just your friendly neighborhood tarot reader, but way too long from my perspective. And then you have the Nine of Cups and the Lovers, which is about, well, now all of that has changed because you, Taurus, definitely you are looking out for yourselves now. Like, yeah, you, Taurus, look out for yourself as far as the outside in the past, right? Y'all look dapper, y'all look real good. You know, a lot of y'all make yourselves, you know, you almost make yourself look like fire signs. You know, fire signs, let me tell you something. Fire signs, like all the elements except for earth, but fire, air, and water knows how to dress up, right? Earth signs are the only element of zodiac signs that don't necessarily dress up and don't really see the importance of it, right? Because the substance is what's so important to the earth sign, right? Having that money to be able to buy it, but not necessarily need it to represent ourselves, right? Earth signs, right? Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? So you will take care of yourself externally and stuff like this, right? This is what the Nine of Cups represents. But now it's you, Taurus, starting to learn to take care of yourself internally as well, right? Not just externally anymore, right? You would take care of yourself externally, but not internally is what I was trying to say from before. And now you are taking care of yourself internally. And what I mean by that is, for you, Taurus, I mean from the perspective of, it's not just about you, Taurus, dressing up anymore, right? A lot of you actually are taking good care of yourselves internally, paying attention to what it is that you really need to do. And this is why Cancer, Crabs, and Taurus actually are compatible, or they're supposed to be. It's because of the fact that they both have an invested interest in self-preservation. And there's nothing wrong with that, in taking care of themselves, right? So the Lovers, though, represents being in love with yourself. It's not about conceit. It's not about narcissism. What it's about is you, Taurus, or self-centeredness. It's about self-care. You, Taurus, have to build a relationship with yourself. And a lot of you, Taurus, realize this, I want to say about, it's March? It's actually going towards the ending of March, right? It's actually the middle of March, but it's heading towards the ending of March. I would say about 2 months ago. You know what I mean? Is when it is that a lot of you, Taurus, started to really figure it out. And shout outs to all you Taurus out there. You know, a lot of y'all showed me a lot of love. So shout outs to y'all. And the Ace of Swords now and the Five of Pentacles is about, and since you've been able to really start paying attention to your own self-worth, your own self-interest, what it is that you need, you, Taurus, have been noticing a couple of things. Now, I'm going to get into it. Now, I'm going to be a little bit long-winded with it, but it needs to be talked about. The Ace of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. The Ace of Swords really does represent you, Taurus, are learning how to pick your battles. You're not necessarily really, you will give someone combative energy, for lack of a better term, or you will be combative with someone as long as it's necessary. And you, Taurus, know why it is that you're being combative. But not only that, too, A lot of you Taurus have put down the sword in the sense that you realize that not everything is good to go back and forth with. Remember, Taurus, you have been dealing with some strange characters. And what I mean when I say strange characters, I'm talking about from the perspective of strange in the sense of they're weirdos, right? These are people that ultimately didn't really have your best interest in mind, right? In the past, right? And then like you, Taurus, hit this growth spurt, this growth spiritually, internally, where it's like you, Taurus, figured it out, right? The lovers, you figured it out that it's about self-love. It's about you needing to have self-respect, right? For yourself. And then the things that now that you have a more profound level of self-respect, you, Taurus, are not going to deal with people who engage in the jousting, right? Two of Swords, who engage in the going back and forth, thinking that they got to run you. The battle, the going back and forth. They really like you, but then they got to run you. It's like, this is crazy. So now the Five of Pentacles is about how it is that a lot of you need to understand that the next step for you, Taurus, to understand is that when you're doing your own thing, you, Taurus, will now be in a particular position where you, Taurus, will have to understand that other people don't really like themselves. They'll act like they do, but most people don't really care about themselves. They don't, not really. From my own, you're hearing it from here, from me. From my own discovery, Taurus, most people are not really taking care of themselves. Most people don't really care about what it is that they've got going on. Most people don't respect what they have. They don't respect themselves. They don't respect themselves. They don't love themselves. They don't take care of themselves. They take care of themselves enough to where they can take care of themselves to a point where people are attracted to them. But they're not taking care of themselves from a perspective of like real self-love. Not really. Not really. Real self-respect. And the Five of Pentacles, now that you, Taurus, are actually able to give a more profound level of love because you're extending that love that you have for yourself to other people, right? Specifically someone that you could be in a relationship with. Here's the problem. That's a problem. And I'll tell you why it's a problem. It's a problem because now you, Taurus, are seeing that a lot of people are difficult. They're not trying to be in a relationship like that. The only type of relationships, right, or interactions or communication that they have are transactional ones. So now the Sun card represents, but this is what it is that you, Taurus, want. You, Taurus, want someone for you to actually be able to aspire towards that ideal relationship. Something beautiful, and the thing for you is, well, you, Taurus, again, just like everybody, just like all the zodiac signs, you have to go looking for that. It's not necessarily going to show up at your doorstep. The Magician and the Empress is now about how a lot of you, so the cat here. So the Magician is about how a lot of you, Taurus, very much so have to understand that what it is that you are doing is you are transmutating, right? Like it is in alchemy. They talk about transmutating. In other words, you're transforming like your opposite sign, Scorpio. You are transforming in a way where it works for you. It's beneficial for you. A lot of you, Taurus, very much so have to understand that you are going against the grain of what most Taurus over here, if you've watched this and you rock with it. And oh yeah, go ahead and make sure to come back to the channel to see if I've posted anything, because some people have let me know that they're not getting notifications. I don't know, but come back, but Yeah, for some reason they don't really get notifications. But the point that I'm trying to make here with that is that for you, Taurus, a lot of you really are in a situation where, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, a lot of you are becoming, like, self-love is a spiritual thing as well. Self-love is not just based upon the ego, right? That's just basic. I'm talking about self-care, right? I'm not just talking about the food you eat. I'm talking about the mindfulness of the overall mindfulness of taking care of yourself, the overall mindfulness of understanding, Taurus, that your life is worth it. It's valuable. It's worth something. It's valuable. And that if no one else sees it like that, well, then you, Taurus, should see your life. If no one else co-signs, you, Taurus, should see how valuable your life is for yourself, if no one else. And the thing about it is that that's what this reading is trying to say. Then the Magician now is about how you have to look for someone that sees that within you. And the Empress, don't go for anyone that's petty. Don't go for anyone that is low quality. That, in other words, that doesn't understand how to be an adult, right? From the mentality that you have to do that, from the mentality that you have to go 100%. You know, Charleston White was talking about, Charleston White is rich. Charleston White himself was talking about how one side is doing 100% while the other side is doing nothing, but one side is paying for everything is lame, and that's whack. And as a matter of fact, I'll even go ahead and post a video in the comment section as well about it. So even rich individuals are saying how whack that is. But I've been telling y'all this. I've been telling y'all. And that's what it is I'm trying to say. Do not go for you're not going for people that are lame. You, Taurus, are not going for people who will just want you to do everything, pay for everything, while they are adults sitting their lazy butt at the house and they're not doing anything. Because the whole ideology of watching children or taking care of children and that's it, and that's all it is that they could do, stop. Stop. Knock it off. I have 2 pets that I take care of. Clean the apartment. I make videos, which is my online business. Stop. Because it's right, Taurus, because it's not difficult. This is how it is. I know that it's capped, and I'm going to show and prove. It's not difficult. It's not difficult to run an at-home based business. That way you can still take care of your children. You can still take care of your family. That's what the at-home based business is about. This is why it is that I said that rich individuals who know the game, who know how to leverage the game, they don't have a 9-to-5 work or job. They don't go to work. They figured out a way to create the leisure in their life to where they're still running business and they're still able to actually get their money. How they're able to do this is by setting things up. And one of the ways to do it, Taurus, is by setting up a home-based business. So this is what I mean when I say it's capped when people talk about they're not going 100%. No, you are. They don't allow people to come into your life, Taurus, and tell you and give you game talking about they want to be taken care of. Anybody that's talking to you about how it is that they want to be taken care of, I'm going to tell you, Taurus, what it is, because I'm giving y'all the game. So y'all can't act like I never told y'all this. Playing like y'all stupid, and then y'all get y'allselves into a messed up relationship, and then y'all act like y'all know how y'all got there. Anybody that's telling you that they want to be taken care of is looking at you in the eyes, telling you, I'm an adult and I'm not going to do anything. How lame is that? You understand? Let's clarify the answers. Because a person, let me explain something to you, because I've seen it before. And I know plenty of people who have done it. I've seen it and I've heard it about how it is that you can have an at-home based business. You could run a whole business, from real business, from your home. You could have employees. We could all work remotely. Isn't that what an at-home based business is about? Working remotely. We just different terms, right? Right? Then you still get to be able to watch your family from the comfort of your own home. Who wouldn't want that? But this is how it is that I know that it's capped, because you get so many people nowadays talking about these multi-million-dollar jobs. A job, more often times than not, is not going to get you rich. You have to invest the money. Having a 9-to-5 job 90% of the times, I'm not saying all the time, I'm not bashing people who work. I'm not saying that. Listen to what I'm saying. Don't get in your emotions and start skewing the stuff that I'm saying. 90% of the times, 9 out of 10 times, people who have a job, regardless of wherever it is, they don't get rich off of it because of how much taxes. Setting up an at-home based business, if you know how to do it right, cures or remedies that problem. But the whole point of having an at-home based business is to still enjoy your life and run a business from the comfort of your own home. So you mean to tell me that people making up excuses, talking about they taking care of the family or whatnot, then you have plenty of people who get so upset at me, and then when they go, because we clarify the Empress, but I'm just breaking down the game to you. I got plenty of people who get so upset at me when they say there's no way that you can run children from at the house. Then you don't know how to run a business. You don't know certain elements of a business. Of course you can. No disrespect, but I'm just keeping it 100. Of course you can, because that's what rich people do. You move like the rich, you move like the wealthy, and you will be wealthy. But you have to study them. Right? Well, you just can't go ahead and think whatever. You know, they do everything for a reason. So let's clarify the Empress. The Six of Pentacles, the Magician, the Strength, the Knight of Swords, and then you have the Queen of Swords. So the Six of Pentacles and the Magician now is about how, yes, this is what I'm trying to say. The Six of Pentacles and the Magician. You have to get with somebody, Taurus, that is not on that petty-minded nonsense about you need to do everything, and someone that can give back to you as well. 50-50. Listen. You ain't gotta listen. Whoever's watching this doesn't have to agree with me. We can agree to disagree. But if it don't work, but if that whole 100%, if you are a single individual talking that whole 100%, then good luck. And then people gonna go ahead and ask, well, what about you? Aren't you single? Not really. Not really. I'm actually scouting a couple of women. So now the Strength and the Knight of Swords and the Queen of Swords is about how it is that a lot of you need to understand that what you, Taurus, got going on is that show them your strength. Look at the Lioness. Show them your strength. Show them that you don't have to have them around you if they're just going to be around you to pick or eat off of your plate. The Queen of Swords, if they show you that they are a parasite, let them go.